Let's talk to God. One more thing, like, subscribe, and share. Come on, let's talk to God. Woo!
Hey, good evening, everybody. How are you all? It is September the 9th. It's already the 9th of September, and the year is moving, the month is moving, and I hope we are moving too. And I want to talk about that a little later. I hope everything is moving and everybody is moving. This is Cutler on the Let's Talk to Cutler virtual book club, the Let's Talk to Cutler YouTube platform, the Let's Talk to Cutler. Let's spend these 1,800 seconds together this Tuesday. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you've had an amazing weekend, and I hope that your week is off to a great start. Now, listen, if you're just catching me for the very first time and you're wondering what this platform is all about, let me just go ahead and issue this disclaimer. It is about inspiration, motivation. It is about challenging ourselves to be the best version of ourselves. It is about challenging ourselves to be our best selves, even in the worst of situations. How about that? Let that sink in. How can I be my best self, or I want to be my best self, even in the worst of situations? So that's what this platform is all about. And I hope that you all will be kind enough to invite me to whatever space you are in just for these next 1,800 seconds. If you have not already done so, do me a favor, go ahead and subscribe. After you subscribe, you can click on the notification bell. It lets you know whenever I've gone live, whenever I have added new content. And I'm not sure where your notification bell is. It might be down there, up there, over there, or over there. Did I do that backwards? Yeah, wherever it might be. Go ahead and click on the notification bell so you can know whenever I've gone live and whenever I've uploaded new content. In just a moment, I'll shout out the LTTC VIPs, so the Let's Talk to Cutler VIPs for the evening. The way you become a VIP is to become one of the first persons to jump into the chat, say hello or hi, become one of the top 3 people to jump over to the chat. And I see there's several people who logged in, but you're not quite over to the chat just yet. Come on over to the chat. I want to see my friends. Do me a favor. Not only do I want to see you, but I want you to bring them into this conversation, because we're just really talking about things that will inspire us. And we're talking about things that will settle us and anchor us and make sure that we are always our best selves, no matter what the world is saying, no matter what the world is doing, no matter if it seems like people are just jumping off a cliff and just running crazy. We always want to be the best version of ourselves that we possibly can. That is why we have this conversation. That's why we do this every Tuesday. We spend these 1,800 seconds together. Nothing necessarily always deep or profound, but it's just so that we can have a conversation. And the conversation, if you really replay these, it is about making sure that I know how to respond to life. That's the answer, making sure that I know how to respond to life in all of its antics. How do I respond? And I hope that we're not wasting our time, that we're not just letting these, what I hope, life-changing, powerful, and dynamic lessons just not necessarily fall by the wayside, but we're just taking them in and we're not applying them, or we're not sharing them. I come from the perspective of wanting to offer something to the world. And if we grab these lessons and then say there is something impactful about these conversations, these are the conversations that we used to have around the dinner table. These are the conversations that we used to have sitting on the front porch. These are the conversations that we used to have hanging around in the family room. These are the conversations that we would have at family reunions. These are the conversations that we would have Sunday afternoons. These are the conversations where we would just talk about life and talk about, don't you want to be a better person? Or how do you, what should I do given this scenario, given this situation? Or this is what happened to me. What would you have done? Or what should I have done? These are just the kinds of conversations that we used to have. So when I say, come on, let's talk to Cutler, it's inviting all of us into a conversation and the kinds of conversations that we used to have out on the porch, around the dinner table, in the family room, at the family reunions, Sundays when we were doing whatever we were doing. But there were, if you think, there were always conversations that examined how you responded to life. And that's what these Tuesday conversations are all about. They're just about how did I respond? How should I respond? And now how will I respond to life? So, part of how we respond is to make sure that we are our best selves. And as we are making sure we are our best selves, one of the things that we want to do is to recommit to better health. we I'll talk about it in just a moment. But before I do that, let me just say a good evening to the first three people that I see who hopped into the chat room this evening. They are Miss Yvonne Jones, who says greetings to you. And then there's Miss Annie Cutler, who says let's ride. She sees this as a voyage, as a journey. When we get together every Tuesday, it's like we're hopping on a train. We're having this conversation while we're riding on the train. And then there's Paula D, my friend, who says hello, everyone. Well, hello to you, my friend. And I see the rest of you. It's so good to have you all. Make sure that you tell somebody, come on, let's talk to Cutler, because the man is just trying to help save our lives. That's all. Not only am I trying to help save your life, I'm trying to help save my life as well, particularly as I think about recommitting to better health. A few days ago, actually it was last week, I decided that I would explore this journey, or re-explore this journey of better health. The season is getting ready to change, or the season is changing now, and we have these holidays that are coming up, and heaven only knows that some of us will eat and overeat, some of us will indulge and overindulge, and some of us will do this and overdo it. And we are getting ready for all of these wonderful meals and dinners and fellowships and potlucks and all of these things we're getting ready for. We're getting ready for all of these feasts, and we're ready for all of the desserts and for the tables to be spread. But as we're thinking about all of that, as we're preparing for all of that, as we're ready for the family and friends to show up and do what they do, as we're thinking about all of that, think about the fact that I want to be good to my health as well. I want to be good to my body. I want to be good to my whole self. I want to be my best self in all situations. I want to make sure that I don't overeat, that I don't overindulge, that I don't betray my body, that I don't forsake taking care of myself. So all of those things are coming up. We want to make sure that we are in the best of health. So I thought last week about what can I do? So I recommitted myself to better health. For me, that looked like getting back out and doing my routine walks. I started just by doing 3 miles, and then today I was up to 4, and I think I'll stick to that 4 and just keep going for a while, and then work my way back up to the 5. But for me, it's all about recommitting to better health. I want to live. I want to live as long as I can, as best as I can. Does that make sense? I want to live as long as I can, but as best as I can. And I don't mean as best as I can with things and materials and those sorts of things, but I mean in terms of my physical health, my spiritual health, my mental health, my emotional health, my whole self, my whole well-being. I want to make sure that for as long as I live, I'm in the best shape that I can, that I can afford, that I can be in. Because it's just, for me, it is just important. There's too much to do. We have purpose in our lives, and you cannot always complete and fulfill your purpose when you're not feeling your best. Yes, purpose is going to happen despite your physical condition, but if you want to execute purpose to the fullest of your capacity, you want to be in the best health that you possibly can be in. And so I encourage us all to recommit to better health. Just recommit to better health. I'm often reminded of, there's this slogan about cars and vehicles, and one of the slogans says, be good to your car and your car will be good to you. Well, I think if you be good to your health will be good to you. I was reading just something, just a brief passage earlier, that says that we should build a relationship with our health. Think about that. Build a relationship with your health. See yourself as in a relationship with your health. Oh my, oh my. Because if I see myself in a relationship with my health, that means there have been days when I've cheated on my health. That means there are days when I abused my health. You see what I'm saying? So when you see yourself as in a relationship, think if you are in a relationship with your health, how have you treated your health? Again, there are times when I've neglected my health. There are times when I have abused my health. There are times when I have mistreated, when I have abandoned my health. Think about that. Think about your health as an entity that you are in a partnership with, and then ask yourself, how have I treated my partner? Wow. And many of us, well, let me not speak for many of us. Let me just speak for Cutler in this moment. I might need to go back to my health and apologize. I might need to go back to my health and work on that relationship. I might need to go back to my health and say, how can I prove to you that you are important to me? That is why we are recommitting to our health. If we see our health as our friend, I think we will treat our health better. Be good to your health, and your health will be good to you. And then you have to ask yourself, what is the why of this particular relationship? If I'm in a relationship with my health, what is it that I hope to accomplish? What is it that I want to get? What is my end game goal in this relationship? For some of us, we want better health because we would like to travel. For some of us, we want better health because there are spiritual assignments and things that we need to be able to do effectively through this body. For some of us, we want to be able to spend time with loved ones and help them navigate life. And we can't always do that because if I'm feeling bad, how can I help take care of somebody else? So think of the whys. Why do I want to get up and be my best functioning self? I want to get up and be my best functioning self so that I can, to the fullest extent of my capacity, do what I'm called to do what I'm supposed to do what I'm designed to do what I'm authorized to do what I creatively know that I can do. I want to, the best of my ability and the best of my capacity, be able to do that. So then let's recommit to better health. Let's learn how to take care of our health. And what does that look like for some of us? Well, whenever I start discussing things, for me, it is a matter of what does that look like? Cutler, how do I do it? What does that look like? And for me, I can answer the question, recommitting to better health. It means that I have to set some goals. And they just can't be any goals. They have to be the kinds of goals that I can look and say, yes, I did it. It was achievable. It was measurable. It was attainable. It was realistic. But so I'm talking about setting realistic goals. I'm talking about setting measurable goals. I'm talking about being able to focus on the small steps that I can say, hey, I did this. I accomplished this. There was something for me to celebrate. There's something for me to celebrate. So even if it's small or insignificant to some people, the fact that I may eat more vegetables, it's small, but it's something that I can celebrate. I can focus on the fact that, yeah, I did it. The fact that I need to walk more, so I would get out and walk. And you may say, well, Cutler, I can't walk your 3 miles or 4 miles. Walk 1 mile, walk a half a mile, just get out and walk. I'm proud of the 3 and the 4 that I've worked my way back up to, knowing that once upon a time my base was 5. But guess what? I'm not going to beat myself up, and don't you. This is why it's called recommit, reignite, reengage. So don't beat yourself up for what you didn't do, for where you fell short. Just jump back in the game and say, you know what? Here is where I'm just going to get back in the game. I'm going to get back in the process. I'm going to get back in the groove. I'm going to just get back out there and do something. Don't beat yourself up for what you didn't do, and don't allow anybody else to beat yourself up either. Beat yourself up. Yeah, don't you beat yourself up, and don't allow anybody else to beat you up for what you didn't do. We all come short from time to time, or we all fall short from time to time. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to recommit. So as we're setting these goals, make sure that you're specific in your goals. In fact, be very specific. Instead of saying, I am going to eat better, what does eating better look like? I'm going to eat more vegetables. I'm going to eat less sugar. I'm going to intake less sugar and less carbs. I'm going to eat more fruit. Whatever that looks like for you, be specific. And then make sure you're not too lofty, that you set things that are manageable, things that you can do. Because life happens, you all. So you want to make sure that you set small goals, things that you can do. I'm going to take a 10-minute walk every day. I'm going to drink at least 5 to 6 glasses of water, because maybe you've only been drinking 2 or none. And can I tell you, that is not good. That's a dangerous place to be. You want to make sure that you hydrate yourself. You really, really do. Of course, I'm still unreeling, and I'm on the heels of having lost an uncle just so unexpectedly, until it has blown my mind. And I'm thinking, Cutler, what can you do now to make sure that you are the best you? I'm recommitting to my health. I'm making sure that I take in less carbs and less sugar and more vegetables. I'm making sure that I walk routinely, strategically, consistently. I'm making sure that I drink more water. I'm making sure that I keep up with what I'm doing, so that I can celebrate the small wins. I'm tracking my progress. That's why I can tell you that today I walked 4 miles, and I did 4 miles in 1.5. It was 1.15. Yeah, so it was 1 hour and 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, so I'm just keeping up with those things. And no, that's not the best I've ever done. But guess what? It doesn't even matter. So that way I'm not giving myself room to beat myself up. What I'm saying to myself is, Cutler, at least you did that today. Because I decided today that I would pace myself. Now, yesterday I put on music and I walked rhythmically and in a certain beat. But today, that was not what was important to me. What was important to me was making sure that I went beyond the 3 miles that I had been doing, and I got up to the 4 miles that I did today. So that way you learn how to keep track of your progress. So set goals for things that you know you can do. Am I helping anybody? We need to recommit to better health. And don't say that you don't have time, you all, because God forbid, because what happens if you keep saying, I don't have time to do this, Cutler, I don't have time to do this, and then one day we're not here. And there are no do-overs. So let me thank you, Cutler. Let me be the best me that I can. Let me be the best me that I can possibly be while I am here. Let me work on being the best version of me. And if that means recommitting to my health, then so be it. Let me engage myself in a relationship with my health. Let me make sure that I don't cheat on my health. Let me make sure that I don't betray my health. Let me make sure that I don't abuse my health. Let me make sure that I don't abandon my health. Let me recommit to being the best me that I can possibly be while I am here. Let me adopt healthy habits. Adopt a healthy habit of eating balanced meals. Adopt a healthy habit of drinking enough water, staying hydrated. Adopt a healthy habit of making sure that I get proper exercise, that I get proper sleep. Make sure that I prioritize sleep. I remember, you all, and I can tell you, this comes from a place of being completely transparent. I remember hearing that, oh, you need to get 8 hours of sleep. And my young, youthful, dumb self would say things like, 8 hours of sleep? Oh, no, because if that's 8 hours of sleep, that means I'm sleeping 1/3 of my life away. And by the time I'm 10, this was me, my dumb self, and I thought I was just being, analytical and smart and calculating things and doing the math, because I was saying 8 hours is 1/3 of the day. And that means by the time I'm 30, I really will have only been awake for 20 of those 30 years. And that's how I saw it. And it stayed in my mind for the longest time. And I said, oh no, I can't afford to sleep 8 hours a day because that's one third. That's one third of my life that I'm just sleeping away. So again, by the time I'm 30, I really have only experienced 20 years consciously. But can I tell you, as I've gotten older, one of the things I realized we need to do is prioritize sleep. My family still fusses at me. They get at me about it all the time. They say, you just don't sleep enough. You just don't get proper rest. But I'm recommitting. I'm recommitting to it. And one of the things that I need to make sure that I do, and you all will have to help me with this, one of the things that, and I don't know how you're going to help me, maybe just when you're checking a cutlet, did you get enough sleep? Did you do what you need to do? But one of the things I need to do is just not get sleep, but I need to get quality sleep, because quality sleep helps your body and your mind. And it helps you to recover from the things and the stuff of the day so that you can function at your best. You can function optimally. And another healthy habit that we can actually adopt is making sure that we learn how to manage stress. Some of us don't know how to manage stress. We don't know how to incorporate the whole notion of relaxing and breathing into our routine. We don't know how to incorporate this whole notion of just getting somewhere and meditating and being silent and letting the noise of the world just go by for just a moment. We don't know how to manage stress. If we adopt the habit whereby we say, you know what, one of the habits that I need to adopt is to learn how to manage stress. Because if I can manage stress, therein lies the answer to a lot of the things that I deal with. So adopt the habit of learning how to manage stress. No, this is nothing deep. This is not rocket science at all. If we just set goals, if we learn how to adopt healthy habits, if we learn how to do those things, and then in the midst of doing those things, we learn how to build a support system around us so that we know how to seek support when we need it. We know how to call someone. We know how to get the intervention that we need when we need it. We can surround ourselves with family and friends who support the goals that we set for ourselves. I was telling one of my friends today, one of the things that I am so fortunate and blessed to have is a group of friends who will hold me accountable, who will push me when I need to be pushed, pull me when I need to be pulled, lift me when I need to be lifted, pray for me when I need to be prayed for. But they will support me, hold me accountable. Cutler, what did you say you were going to do? You said you were going to walk 3 to 5 miles. How many miles? And you were going to do that 5 days a week. Well, listen, today is Monday. And so that means Sunday is gone. You didn't walk and you have 6 more days to get this done. And God forbid Tuesday comes and I didn't walk Sunday and Monday. They're going to say that means you have to walk every day for the rest of the week. But I'm so thankful that I have friends who hold me accountable to the goals that I set for myself. You need friends and support people who are in your corner who will hold you accountable to the positive goals that you set in your life. And not only will they hold you accountable, but they will celebrate with you when you reach your goals, when you reach that mile marker. They will cheer you along the way. That's the kind of support system that we all need. And as we are creating that community, don't forget to take care of yourself through all of your professional affiliations. Get your physical exams. Get all that stuff done. Go to see whatever specialists you need to see. Go and see them. Whether it is a cardiologist, whether it's somebody for your liver, your lungs, your colon, your whatever it may be, for your skin, for your teeth, for your ears, for your eyes, whatever the case may be. Go and see the specialists that you see for those particular areas of your life and your body. Go see them. That's a part of your support. That's a part of preventive care. That's a part of health maintenance. Make sure that you recommit to a better you, to a healthier you. And because if you're going to recommit, you just can't say, I got it. Can't do that. Even sometimes doing your own nails, your own manicures and your own pedicures. From time to time, just go and let the professional do it. Learn how to listen to your body. Pay attention to your body, all of its physical moans and groans. Pay attention to all the signals, all the responses that it gives you. Pay attention to the little aches here and there. Pay attention to all of that stuff. When you move, do your bones pop? When you get up, when you move, do your muscles ache? And as you are setting goals, as you are developing healthy habits, as you are making sure that you maintain your support, make sure that you stay motivated. I don't have much longer to talk about this. I just have a few seconds, you all, maybe 240 seconds left, but I want to encourage you to make sure that you stay motivated. And don't you wait for other people to motivate you. Linda says, I've learned that stress significantly affects your immune system. And it does, because your body knows when you have all this stress inside. And I've said to people, let me say something to you. And with all, let me just make sure that I'm clear and that you all can see me when I say this. Here's something that is so important. And I need to tap into my faith when I say this. I'm tapping into my faith when I say this, because this is just true to who I am. Make sure that you take good care of your body. Make sure that you take good care of your health. And that's why it is so important that I have this conversation about recommitting to better health, because a lot of times we keep stress inside of us, and our body knows all of that. And I've often say to people, here comes the measure of my faith. I often say to people, there are things that God will forgive you for, but your body won't. Your body says, oh, you've abused me, you've abandoned me, you've disregarded me, you've harbored all that stress inside of me, you've harbored all of that anxiety in me, you've harbored all of that negativity inside of me. Your body will not forgive you, and it will affect your immune system. It will affect it will affect every system in your body. Your cardiovascular system, your nervous system. It will affect every system in your body. So let's learn how to get rid of the stress. Let's learn how to get rid of the anxiety. And as you are recommitting to better health, one of the things you want to make sure that you do is to stay motivated. And that's where I just need to take us home on this note for just a moment. Make sure that you stay motivated and don't wait for other people to motivate you. You have to say to yourself, I'm worth whatever effort it takes for me to live longer, happier, better, stronger. I'm worth every effort that I make. Because somewhere along the line, we forgot that we are worth the investment that we make in ourselves. May I say that again? Somewhere along the line, we forgot that we are worth the investment that we make in ourselves. We would invest in everything and everybody else, and we will fail to invest in ourselves. We will sometimes sacrifice ourselves for the sake of other people. But you can't be your best self. You can't give anybody your best self without first taking care of you to make sure you are your best self. So stay motivated, you all. Learn to find enjoyable activities and engage in them. Things that you enjoy doing, do it. As long as it's not hurting anybody else or harming you, find enjoyable activities and engage in them. Things that you like to do. If you find things that you like to do, it'll be easier for you to stick with those things. I like walking. So yes, while my muscles get a little tired, I enjoy walking. So guess what? I keep walking. I enjoy playing handball. So I remember back in the day, I would be on the handball court all by myself. I didn't need anybody out there with me but me. Those are the kinds of things that I enjoyed. I enjoy swimming. I love the water. So I don't need anybody to take me to the beach or to take me to the pool. I enjoy that as an activity. I enjoy traveling. Well, traveling is not the kind of exercise, but let me say for just a moment, find enjoyable activities. That way you will stay motivated. When you find something that you enjoy doing, do it. Do it. And don't just sit around saying, let me see what I like to do. Let me figure out what I like to do. No. Do something that keeps you moving. You all know I'm on this health kick. You all know I just turned 60 not too long ago. So I am just committed I am so committed to being the healthiest version of myself that I can. People are having heart attacks. People are having strokes. People are having so many things that are just popping up out of nowhere, that are just showing up. And for some of them, it's not because they didn't take care of their bodies. But what we can let's be better. Let's be our best. Let's learn how to connect with other people who have that as a value, as an interest, just like we do. Learn how to socially interact with other people and loved ones who will hold you accountable, who will give you that boost, who are just as engaged in your well being as you are in yours and as you are in theirs. I want my friends and family members to live a long time. I want them to be in good health. And guess what? I want them to want that for me. And I don't mind them checking in with me saying, "How are you doing?" I don't take offense to any of my family and my friends who love me walking to me saying, "You don't look like you're feeling well. You don't look like you're resting well. You look like you have something on your mind. You look tired. You look exhausted. You look lethargic. Are you okay?" I don't mind that. When I was I gotta go. But when I was growing up, you all, I was really slim. I was I was skinny. And well into my late 20s, even up to 30, I was thin. I didn't like being called skinny because I thought skinny was the polar opposite of fat. And I thought the use of those words, I thought people were trying to be negative when they either called you fat or skinny. And I just didn't like the connotation of that. So I would say I was thin. Now, I can say to myself I was skinny, but I was really, really thin. And I remember there were some relatives who would say, you need to put some meat on your bones. If you're from the South, then you may have heard that. But people will say things like, particularly my older relatives, it was no holds barred. But what I appreciate now and what I appreciated even then was that it did not come from a bad place, but it came from a place of people who were invested in my well being. They were vested in my well being. They wanted me to be my best self, and they were concerned when it didn't look like I was my best self. It wasn't that I, was ever big and had lost weight. They just felt that there was a need for me to gain a little more weight. But it's all about involvement with people who want you to be your best. I've probably talked enough about it, you all, but I just want us to recommit to better health. I want us to live as long as we can, as best as we can. I want us to move. I want us to get up and move. I want us to eat well. I want us to hydrate ourselves. I want us to do what we can so that this is the vessel, so that this vessel is prepared and can do the very best that it can whenever an assignment pops up, whenever purpose says, "This is what I need you to do." Let's see ourselves in a relationship with our health. And if we see ourselves in a relationship with our health, I think we would do better by our and with our health as we're in this relationship. Hey, y'all, let's keep doing what we do. Let's keep building community. Let's keep maintaining connectivity. Let's keep our heads up, our hopes up. Let's stay safe. Let's stay sane. I want to thank you for inviting me and allowing me to come to whatever space you've allowed me to come into this evening. Please know that from my heart to yours, there is and always will be so much love. And until the next time we talk, I want you all to commit to better health and tell someone else next time, come on, let's talk to Cutler. Good night, everybody.